Do you feel like you are at a crossroads in your life? Like something has happened or you've reached this tipping point where you're just not willing to stay where you're at? Well, I don't know if it's the new year or something's happening in the universe right now, but I can't even tell you how many conversations I've had just this week with other people that are feeling exactly that way. That they've just reached a point in their life where they have to make a decision to do something different. And I often get asked, Keri, how do I know which way to go? How do I know that I'm making the right decision? And I tell you, I understand the anxiety and fear that comes in when you are at that place. You know, I was there not that long ago when I had closed my business and had a whole nother opportunity to do something else. And even when I launched Inspired Living, I was at a crossroads. Do I keep pursuing my childhood dream of television hosting and going out in auditions and doing that? Or do I take a risk and do something that would be completely on my own and start that way? There's a point that all of us at some time come up against that we have to make a decision. And so for me, there were a few things that I asked myself that I thought would really help you if this happens to be where you're at right now. And the first thing I would really suggest that you do is ask yourself, how do I want to feel? And I would close your eyes, I would turn off the cell phone, and I would just connect with yourself. And ask yourself, how do I want to feel every day? How do I want to feel in my relationships? How do I want to feel with my family? How do I want to feel as a person? What's important to you? What are your values? And I would write out that list of the top things that are important to you. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's feeling great about yourself, surrounding yourself with people, giving back, inspiring others, doing what you love. And when you do those things, you're being a certain way, right? You show up, you feel a certain way. And without sounding all airy-fairy, like when we're vibrating at that high frequency, when we are really doing what we know we're called to do, it's amazing how God and the universe come together to support that. So the first thing I would suggest that you do is ask yourself, how do I want to feel? And is what I'm doing right now allowing me to feel that way? Right? Or are you tired, stressed out, overwhelmed, not nurturing yourself or your relationships? It's a good way to go, okay, which road is going to lead me to that? The second thing that I would ask you to consider is, what do you want to have? What do you want your life to look like? Who do you want to be around? Where do you want to live? What type of freedom do you want? And freedom is different for everyone. Is that financial freedom? Is it time freedom? Is it freedom to be with your family? So what do you want to have? Right? And write that down and ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now allowing me to create the life that I know that I want? And I know what comes up is, oh, well, it's more secure if I stay where I'm at, or secure, right? I think security is a sense as sometimes a feeling that isn't true in that particular environment. But when we go back to with what I'm doing right now, right? Am I allowing myself to create the life that I know that I want? And are you able and willing to feel the fear that's going to come up? Because you know what? With any sort of change comes a lot of stuff, comes a lot of fear and anxiety. And that's why most people will never go down the other path. Would rather stay where they are, miserable, than actually be courageous and take the step towards really pursuing what they want. Step number 3 is stop asking people for their opinion. Seriously, stop. Because if the majority of people are living mediocre lives, If most people are not making the amount of money that they need to make or that they want to make, if the majority of people are overweight and unhappy, why in the world would you be asking everyone else their opinion about your life? This is your life. Now, I understand asking close family and friends, but at some point, you just need to really connect. You need to check in and say, what odds am I willing to go against so I don't have to be like everybody else? And lastly, the fourth step is understanding that whatever decision you make, wherever you decide to go, whether you stay where you are or you go down another road, that decision is the right decision. We beat ourselves up so much over, oh my gosh, is it the right decision? What if I take this and this happens and this happens and this happens, and oh my gosh, what about this? You can't predict the future. You have no idea what could happen tomorrow. So what? So what? So what, you go down another path and it doesn't work out exactly how you thought? Can I tell you how many times that's happened in my life? And can I tell you how thankful I am that I even was willing to go down that path and try? Because it allowed me this life, this ability to do what I'm doing right now today. If I sat there and asked myself, well, what if? What if? I would stay paralyzed, frozen. So get rid of what if. And just understand and realize that there is this angel over you, this divine path already laid out for your life. And any decision that you choose is going to be the right decision for you right now. You might change it tomorrow. You can, if you're a woman, you might change it in an hour. But it's the right decision for you right now. So embrace it. Be excited about it. Sure, feel the fear and do it anyway. So if you're at a crossroads, I just really encourage you to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel? What do I want to create? What are you creating? Because you know what? This is your life, no one else's. Stop asking other people, because most people are miserable. And lastly, realize that any decision you make is the right decision. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your decision. If you're at a crossroads, share it. And know that when you share your story, when you share what you're going through, you are inspiring other people to step out and do the same. And when we are inspired, we inspire others. So make sure to go over to inspiredliving.tv and share your comments with us. Thank you so much for being a part of the Inspired Living community, and I will talk to you soon.